Good evening, I'm Shane Jones, leading the news at 7. Barbados negotiations with the International Monetary Fund are expected to begin in earnest next month. Word of this from Prime Minister Mia Motley, who is just back from the talks with the Managing Director of the IMF, Christine Lagarde. Prime Minister Motley says the IMF has so far displayed a willingness to cooperate, which she believes is due in large part to the measures announced in Monday's mini-budget.
The fact that we have so quickly responded to take account of our condition and to stop the bleeding gives those who want to help us confidence that their efforts will not be in vain, and hence the quick deployment of both teams. The initial team after the conversation and after this face-to-face, the initial team was just a fact-finding team. This team that comes now from the 2nd to the 12th of July will actually be a negotiating team with the Barbados government to be able to settle on what would be the terms and conditions of the contract that underpins how much money they'll supply to us and what conditions there will, if any, be to that money.
Prime Minister Motley also sought to allay any concerns Barbadians may have by stressing that everything is on schedule and going as planned. She says the low-interest loan which the IMF will provide will afford Barbados access to financing not only from the IMF but also from other agencies such as the Inter-American Development Bank.
While we are doing all of this, it is not to go on a spending spree again. It is for us to be able to make sure that we do that which is necessary to bring back growth to this country and to allow Barbadians to have a quality of life that we know we deserve and that we always anticipated that we would have were it not for the last decade. So, relax, we got it.
Prime Minister Mia Motley will attend the 65th meeting of the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States Authority, which will be held on June 18th and 19th in St. Lucia. The Prime Minister has been invited as a special guest of the authority. She will be accompanied by Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Dr. Jerome Walcott, and his Permanent Secretary, Simone Rudder, along with Permanent Secretary in the Prime Minister Office, Ellis Jordan. The meeting will be held under the chairmanship of the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. Barbados and the OECS have had close historical ties, and they have continued to strengthen relations at the regional and sub-regional levels. Barbadians are being encouraged to get back to the days of village life when people in the community looked after the elderly living among them. This called for Minister of Elder Affairs Cynthia Ford, as she revealed that the National Assistance Board was receiving reports of elder abuse almost daily.
Let us get back to the basic community life where women in particular in those days cared for the elderly, whether they were relatives, friends, or not. The quality care was offered to them for free in every village across this special land of ours, and that cohesive spirit remained and protected our elderly through all those years.
Minister Ford made the comments during a church service to observe World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. She announced several initiatives that her ministry will be introducing to stamp out elder abuse.
Training will be afforded to home health personnel, and I pray that that will extend to the police and other social care workers. C, health professionals will be engaged in enhanced community outreach programs. A cadre of retired nurses and other health professionals are retained on a contractual or part-time basis or voluntary basis to facilitate the care of the elderly in the homes and community settings.
Heritage is an area which will be given special attention to under the new Minister of the Creative Economy, Culture and Sports, John King. He made this clear as the Archives Department hosted another genealogy workshop at its Lazaretto Blackrock St. Michael headquarters. He told those gathered that though the Archives Department plays a vital role in the preservation of critical aspects of our heritage, it is often overlooked.
We have a rich history, and I believe that it is time that this sector be given its rightful place and attention within this country's development strategy. and that its economic potential be fully explored.
Minister King says the genealogy program of the Archives Department is gaining popularity locally and on the world stage. Okay, we'll take a short break here and come back with more news. Father's Day is just a few hours away, and for some, if you don't mention it, they wouldn't even know. Barbadians have been telling us there's a marked difference between Mother's Day celebrations and those for Father's Day. But some have said in recent times the gap has been closing. Some also have plans in place for tomorrow. Now, if this was the eve of Mother's Day, Bridgetown would be absolutely transformed. With all the sales, the paraphernalia, you wouldn't be able to miss it. But on the eve of Father's Day, things are a little different.
When Mother's Day and Valentine's Day comes around, both Swan Street, everybody got everything for mothers and for mothers and for Valentine's Day, just for baby women. But for fathers, no, you ain't seen nothing. Or you see 2 layer balloons for one, 2 layer balloons. Where 2 stores got 2 balloons selling. No watches, no vests, no shirts, no boxers, so nobody wants that for the fathers. But I still society yet no. And they still got good fathers out there, like me for sure, the good father. I love my son, take care of my son all the time, but things change, man.
Mother's Day is more recognizable than Father's Day. Father's Day is no catching on, right? And fathers is no getting the love that mothers already had, right? So, it's a 50-50 now.
Me and my brothers and my mom going to take him to breakfast. Not sure where yet, but that's going to basically be it. And then he's going to go lunch in the evening, so.
Okay, so he's getting equal treatment to your mom on Mother's Day?
Yes. I take him with dad to lunch.
Where are you taking him?
We're going to church. I can't tell you because it's supposed to be a surprise.
I'll be spending tomorrow with my dad. We'll be going off to St. Cyprian's Church. And after that, he'll be having a fruit basket from me and my son.
In past years, I've been very lucky in comparison with Mother's Day. So I feel from now, but we know there should be, and things so that be like an equal, equal something to the celebration of Father's Day and Mother's Day.
The weekend sports package is next. Stay with us.